I'm coming back. I'll come while you sleep and rip you from your covers. By my hand, you will know the consequence of your actions. So don't screw it up. The fat man's got his eye on you.
Oh, stepbrother, I'm stuck. Help. Shut up.
Insha, I have a question for you.
Oh, is this
What's your least favorite?
Yeah.
What's your least favorite holiday song, and why is it "Last Christmas" by Wham?
I actually really like that song.
No, that song is terrible. I literally changed my holiday station from Holly to to Country Christmas every time. Country Christmas.
I love that song so much. My least favorite is the "Do They Know It's Christmas?" because that song is wild.
Yeah, that's a fucking... When you break down the lyrics of that song, that's insane. I get that it's
not uplifting at all.
I know.
Like they don't know it's Christmas. That's the point. That's not good. Like it's not. Me and my friend at work, we usually every 25th we would just make a weird joke about it because we would just be like, "This is insane. Why would you sing this?" But
have either of you guys seen Daddy's Home 2?
Unfortunately, actually, it kind of leads well into what we're talking about today. But yes,
yeah. Insha, have you seen Daddy's Home 2?
I have not.
Basically, it's Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell on their follow-up to Daddy's Home. Their daddies come home. So John Lithgow and Mel Gibson come in. But anyways, there's a thing about John Cena plays the stepdad, like Mark Wahlberg's stepdad that he played in the first one. And apparently he loves that song. And there's a huge musical number at the end where they sing "Do They Know It's Christmas?"
No.
John Cena and Mark Wahlberg and everybody sing it at the end.
I was gonna say at the beginning, Last Christmas I don't like, but it isn't the worst Christmas song. Wonderful Christmas Time is much worse than Last Christmas.
With Paul McCartney?
Yeah, Paul McCartney's.
No, I like.
No, it's terrible. It's dog shit. Being a wonderful Christmas. Yeah, those are the lyrics. Yeah. It's also a bad song.
No, I like that one.
No, you don't.
Ding dong ding, doodaloo.
Yeah. Did you just accidentally auto-tune yourself?
No, that was accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, but you were weirdly, when you were singing it, it was weirdly digital. It was odd. It's like you entered the Matrix by singing Wonderful Christmas Time.
You guys can't make your voice do that?
No. Not max headroom. I can't just make my voice sound digital. So, welcome to Film Runners, the podcast where we watch a movie that at least one of us hasn't seen before, and then we talk about it. And it's the Christmas edition, and I am Christmas Michael, and I'm here with Christmas Tim.
Hello, ho ho.
And Hanukkah Insha. Inchika. Hi.
This holiday edition of
Shut up.
Of an Amory. Is sponsored by anamory.com.
An Amory cameo song.
Fine art, pictures, and paintings done by a very creative, lovely couple known as Aaron Samby and Ash King. Use code RUNNER10 at checkout for 10% off your first order at anamory.com. The winner of our contest. We would like to thank all of our listeners for retweeting and following us on Twitter. And we have picked one lucky winner, and that is at RickAA_E. You have won a free print from an Emery, so we'll be in contact with you to get your contact info to send that out. So
congratulations,
thanks everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Congrats.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
ENAMORY.com and Emery.
All right, Michael.
Yeah, what's up?
This week, classic no one pick.
Here's the thing. It feels like we're all kind of in a goofy mood for some reason, but we got to get very serious because the movie we're talking about is a very serious movie. It's a very serious drama.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a classic no one pick. Classic all play, as you like to call it.
I do love to call it that.
Yeah, you fucking love it. You little pig. You love it. Don't you? Yeah, so we chose for the Christmas episode to pick a Christmassy movie that none of us had seen. And we chose 2020's Fatman, which we had, I guess, seen the trailer for or heard of or something. And we were like, yeah,
So the
sure.
only thing that I have ever seen of this movie up until...
The poster was all you saw.
was the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had, I saw Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins in action poses
Yeah.
in the snow.
We'll get into it more, but I will say it very much having it, like, if you just saw, I saw the trailer for it, but if you just saw the poster for it, it's very much, it feels like a Saturday Night Live sketch, which is true to the movie for better and worse, but we will get into it more. So none of us had seen it. The concept is Santa exists, the government knows about him and has a contract with him in a subplot that kind of goes nowhere. But also, a rich, spoiled kid gets coal for Christmas because he's a little prick. So he takes a hit out on Santa and hires Walton Goggins, a hitman, to like take him out. And Walton Goggins also has a sort of a hate on for Santa on his own. But that's the basic premise.
And Mel Gibson is Santa.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a fun point of in of itself.
Which, again, we'll talk about it. But okay, so I don't know, I'm so excited. This is like I'm deciding which gift to open on Christmas. Because I don't know whose opinion I want first. Because I'm very excited.
I want Inch's.
Okay.
I want Inch's opinion so bad.
Yeah, Incha, what did you think of Fatman?
Here's the thing. So initially going into it, I was like, I don't know what's happening, because they're like how you said there's four subplots that don't make any sense together.
Yeah.
And weave together, it still doesn't make any sense. It's just like that's fine. I'll have fun with it. But I'm gonna pull a Tim and say I enjoyed it. I didn't really care for it, but I never was bored.
Pulling a Tim is when you do a cop out and act like a little bitch.
I'm gonna do that.
Have we not told you, Tim? Have we not told you that we regularly use pulling a Tim?
Well, that makes sense.
No. I understand what you mean, and I'm sure we will discuss it further because, I mean, that's the episode. We have to do it. So, Tim, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I get what you mean, Incha. Like, you didn't know exactly what was kind of happening at the beginning. There's a lot of, like, context that kind of evolves over the film that you don't really get at first, and they don't really wrap it up. It's kind of just throwaway how they kind of explain some of the stuff they do at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But overall, I thought it was awesome.
That's crazy.
Maybe not awesome. Maybe awesome is a strong word. I thought it was fun. And it's, it was a breeze to watch. I was never bored. It definitely isn't my favorite movie of the year, but I liked it. I thought it was. I think Walton Goggins is just a straight up badass throughout the whole movie, and I think he carries the load most of the way.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I would just watch it just to watch more Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
Michael.
I think it's awesome. No, I lean more towards Incha. However, I see what you're saying, Tim, in that the movie kind of impressed me. Like when I said it was like an SNL sketch, but movie length, that sounds interminable. Like, we've all seen SNL movies, and most of them are garbage. But
Yep.
this, like, the fact that they played it straight for the most part was endearing, and I think they kind of pulled it off. Like, I did enjoy it despite myself. Like, I kind of wanted to hate it, but I kind of didn't, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like if you look at there's two main posters that I've seen. One of them is with Walton Goggins in the background and Santa up front with like this holding guns, which in and of itself it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then the other one is Walton Goggins at the beginning of the foreground with like this huge Mel Gibson face. That almost exactly looks like a movie poster that would be like
A
in
fake
a
movie.
theater of another movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
like it's like a Seinfeld poster.
It's very, yeah, or a 30 Rock,
Or,
like a movie that someone from 30 Rock was going to shoot. It's very much that. Like,
yeah, or like the trailer of that should be in between one of the Grindhouse movies.
Yeah.
If they were to do like Thanksgiving Turkey or whatever.
Thanksgiving Turkey. It's just called Thanksgiving, man. Thanksgiving Turkey. And also, they made Machete is that movie. They made that movie.
Right. But so I was thinking, okay, this would be honky and whatever. But you're right, like
Hokey,
how
hokey,
straight.
not honky. I mean, it is a very white movie, but yeah, hokey. Is what you mean.
But it is like you're right. They play it super straight throughout the entire thing, which I think kind of added like the realism that they do for Santa. Like I don't know. I liked Dad Santa. Like he's just a normal like
Yeah, the fact that they take it seriously was endearing to me because they weren't constantly like winking at the camera like, oh yeah, we know it's silly, like we know this is goofy. It's like, no, they took it seriously. Also, the fact that it was clearly a very cheap production also made me like more generous to it. Like it was very clearly a cheap movie. Like they doled out all their cash on Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of the quote unquote stuff happens in the last 15 minutes. Like they blew their budget in the last scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which was awesome.
It was awesome. You know what? Here's my very first note, and it's true. Like it was the first note I wrote down watching it, and it's true the entire way through, up to and including the finale. It's a surprisingly like well shot film. Like it looks really good, right?
It does, yeah.
There are a lot of really like dope shots in the movie.
Yeah, like at the very beginning, I wonder if it was the same time that I was probably thinking of, but when Walton Goggins is like inspecting the baseball bat with like the light thing.
Yeah, I think it was that scene, yeah.
That whole sequence was cool. And that kind of leads into what Insha said earlier is like, you didn't get much of what Walton Goggins' obsession was until like the very end where it was kind of like a throwaway line and he's like, oh, okay, well, his parents died, so he got messed up.
Well, no, he does, he kind of intimidates that kid in the parking lot. And you understand that he had, like, a pretty fucked up life. Like, he got cigarettes put out on his arm when he was a kid.
You get this for Christmas?
Yeah, Santa gave it to me.
You must be a good kid.
I guess so.
You know what I got for Christmas when I was your age? You never forget the smell of burning flesh and menthols. I'll give you $100 for it. $150.
Instead of
Which, like, I don't understand that scene because it's just kind of like a Joker scene of just like, you know how I got these scars, and it's just like nobody asked you, my dude. Like,
it is funny. He just walks up to like this kid's just vibing, like just enjoying his day, and you walk up and you're like, yeah, my daddy used to put out cigarettes. It's like, okay, John Bender from the fucking Breakfast Club. No one gives a shit. So the kid's such a piece of shit, but also again, like showing how it must have been extremely low budget. The rich kid's house is kind of just a normal house. Like, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like, he has a
it looks
maid
like
and everything.
wartime, like an older wartime house with like two
Yeah,
stories, but that's
yeah.
kind of like
It's like a very nice house, but it's just a normal like 2-story. It's not.
yeah, like the fact that he has like maids,
Yeah.
several maids.
For sure,
is
I
the
think
only-
it's that they just couldn't afford to rent a mansion to like film those scenes in. So they were like, we'll just pick a normal house and he'll just have to be a prick enough for people to look past it, which kind of works.
I didn't think they did a good job of showing him off as like a total prick at the beginning though. Like he was so nice to his nana that
But
No, that's
No.
manipulation.
Tim.
Well, I get that now,
He
but-
came in second place in the science fair and then had his goons kidnap the girl and torture her.
Which is insane!
yeah, that's when I realized that he was kind of a dick.
Yeah, that's when you realize. That's when it all clicked for me. Was when he had his goons torture an innocent science fair winner.
I was so worried in that like I don't know what it was.
Kill the girl.
Not even just kill, like just hurt a little bit. Like if they put their
just
hands on
enough.
that person a little bit, I would have been very upset with this movie.
Yeah. It is a movie though, and they didn't actually hurt a person.
I know. But...
Yeah. Speaking of blurring the lines between movie and real life, so Mel Gibson, we should maybe talk about him. A notorious anti-Semite, violent, racist, and misogynist.
Right.
However, I will say, a good actor. He's a good actor. But it is...
I agree with you. He's so good.
Thank you. Yeah, he is good. And
I love Dad
let's-
Santa so much.
we will make this clear. We don't condone or endorse anything Mel Gibson has ever said. But, good actor.
The words of the thoughts of film runners do not Mel
Align
Gibson's
with the-
character do not reflect the thoughts of film runners' thoughts of Mel Gibson the person.
Yeah. Insha, maybe you would like to chime in on this topic. Now that the two white straight males have talked about Mel Gibson and what he is and isn't allowed to do, maybe you would like to chime in.
I'm gonna say something really bad. I was
Jesus.
surprised. I was surprised that he was kissing a black woman.
Honestly, here's the thing. I
Okay,
was
here's
too.
the thing.
Yes.
Hold on. Can I say? Do you think that was choice casting?
We're all on the exact same wavelength because I felt bad for her because she's a great actress. I've seen her in other stuff. She was in, I think, the second season of Broadchurch and stuff, and she was great in this. But it felt forced in a way which sounds bad because it's like, no, he should be kissing a white woman. But it felt forced in that it was like PR. I agree with you, Tim. I agree with you, Insha. It's insane.
Like, it was just kind of like watching it. It just felt like, I know who Mel Gibson is,
Yeah.
so this is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, because I want,
But-
like, after they would kiss, and if the scene was like, they were like, cut, it's like, would she bring up, like, oh, remember how you, like, dropped a hard R, like, in that phone call to your wife that one time? Remember that? Anyway, don't touch me ever again. I hate you.
To give the movie the benefit of doubt, this was not produced by Mel Gibson, and it was not directed or written by Mel Gibson. So maybe it was the vision of the director to cast it. But I agree.
Yeah.
I was thinking that the entire time.
And that's the bad part about how much he personally, like, as a human being, sucks, is that it kind of ruins that. She gives a great performance, and she's good, and it's a cool role, but it...
Yeah, and I think
like,
they have a good
They did. They had a very good...
They
a
have a good,
relationship and like
yeah.
Mhm. But, like,
But I think
his
she
off-screen
carries
antics,
most of the
like, put a fucking damper on me enjoying it, which sucks. Like,
Yeah, and she kind of carries the most of the chemistry. Like, she's
yeah.
good. And, like, I'm not saying, and here's the thing, that I'm really go on the other side of the spectrum. I don't not like rustic Santa. I would honestly prefer rustic Santa, because I'm just like, oh, that is a good look, especially if you have Santa in realismness. Like, I was like, that's actually a great choice for that. Mel Gibson, though,
Yeah.
Like-
And
I agree with you, Insha. Like, I was trying to think about this earlier. Like, the closest to this sort of off tone of Santa, let's say, might be what's his name? The guy in the Christmas Chronicles, the new ones on Netflix.
Oh, like the Kurt Russell one?
Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be the closest to that, but everybody else, like, you know, the Paul Giamatti Santas, the Tim Allen Santas, they're all just normal Santa.
Your classic Giamatti Santa. So funny. Just casually saying that bonkers sentence.
But like this Santa like rides a red pickup truck. He has like a cool like leather red coat. Like that's actually a good look. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
100%. By the way, on that point, how pissed would the kid be if he came back, if like Walton Goggins killed Santa and came back with like this tan coat? To give the kid.
So later, the kid asks for like he wants Santa's head, and then Walton Goggins very funnily is like, no, you don't want a head, it rots and shit, and I'm gonna like cross state lines with it, like I'm not getting you a head. And he's like, how about some sleigh bells? And then the kid's like, yeah, and he's like, what about the coat? And Walton Goggins is like, sure, fine. But he doesn't have, like, an iconic coat in this. Like, he just has a fucking Carhartt jacket for most of the time.
Sorry, I cut you off there, Insha. We were talking about Dude Santa again.
No, okay, so loving Rustic Santa Claus, it made me want a Dan in Real Life 3 with Rustic Santa. No. Hear me out.
I'm in. Hold on. You had me at Dan in Real Life 3. I don't care what else is in it.
Like Rustic Santa Claus with Ruth, like doing kind of like a Dan in Real Life Year Without a Santa Claus, like Rankin Bass type thing.
Yeah.
Cause wouldn't that be kind of cool? Cause like I could kind of see. I mean, like it wouldn't be exactly like
that would be
Dan
cool.
in Real Life, but it's rustic.
I also do like in the canon of our show, This Is Where I Leave You is Dan in Real Life too. Like we just take that as read. Like that is true.
Yeah, that's right. And Mel Gibson Year Without a Santa Claus is
Dan in Real Life.
Dan in Real Life 3, the Christmas episode.
Yeah,
and then we'll figure out what 4 and 5 are in 2021.
Speaking of Mel Gibson, like I think he's good in this, and I think in general he's a good actor. It's too bad he's fucking crazy and awful. But he comes the closest to giving a performance that feels like an SNL sketch. Like I think Mrs. Claus and Walton Goggins are the best performances in the film, and he's third. He's also good, but like they are the best parts of it. Like you said, Tim, about Walton Goggins, he carries the film. Like he literally does. He's so good.
Yeah, not to say that. I mean, Mel Gibson's part and the part about all that stuff is fine, but like you're in it for the Goggins.
You are in it for the Goggins. I loved him in it. I love that montage of because he has to drive up through Canada to get to Alaska because Santa lives in Alaska and has a government contract, which we haven't talked about, but it's useless and pointless and stupid. Well, and speaking of acting, the Captain Jacobs or whatever, like the military guy who's like his liaison, terrible actor, like garbage, dog shit. I'll cut in one of his line readings, dog shit acting. Like I feel bad for the actor. I'm sure he's fine at doing other stuff, but it's just terrible. But I love that montage when Walton Goggins is driving up there of just like the cameras in the back seat and we just see him and the windshield and it keeps cutting to different parts of his journey. Like one, he's like, the car's parked and he's pissing in front of it and shit.
Yeah. No, I really like that too. There was also a scene earlier where he's doing research and he's watching like Santa cartoons, which I thought was so good.
I also like the scene where he's like coat shopping.
Yeah.
He's talking shit to all the coats and he's...
I don't like duck canvas. There's way too much going on. Too many sticks, I'm not a fucking tree. Too puffy. Tan makes me look fat. Green is fucking stupid.
Maybe you could give me some idea what you're looking for?
What about that one?
Great coat. I can see you're a man who appreciates a quality garment.
Well, it's like an not Insidious, Inception jacket, like the winter scene jacket.
Yeah. I do like, so speaking of the plot line of the military plot line, so Santa needs money, I guess, and the military.
Well, hold on. Yeah. So let's say
okay.
To go further back than that, it's that Christmas. There's so many bad kids. There's too many people getting a lump of coal, and in this contract with the U.S. Treasury, Santa Claus only gets paid when he gives out toys. And I guess
Santa is a very important part of the economy. Santa is a very important stimulus to the economy.
Right. So the fact that he is giving out less toys because too many kids are bad, he's getting less money for the government, which means that he doesn't have enough for like the staples, which is like electricity and heat and that stuff.
Yeah.
Besides the supplies to make the toys.
And staples. He has to keep his papers together.
Yeah.
Bad joke.
Right?
I'm cutting it out. So he gets a contract with the U.S. military because he has the best distribution network in the world because he's Santa Claus. So, but what is it?
Is it the distribution network or is it the sweatshop factory?
It's a sweatshop factory.
Well, yeah, I think it's both because I think they initially, but then the Captain Jacobs or whatever, the terrible actor, he like learns about how the elves work and shit later. So it can't just be like, oh, we know you have slaves, so we're going to work for you. Or we're going to get you to do our shit for us.
Yeah, but they were making circuit boards for fighter jets. They don't really need to distribute that anywhere besides.
Like, why is that a thing that needs to be made? I don't understand why you would. Why they make toys?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Insha. We're talking about 2020, where they're making PS5s and Xbox Ones. So you got to know how to
not
make.
Xbox One. You're not making an Xbox One in 2020.
Hey, some kids need to know that Santa can only afford so many PS5s, so some need to get PS or Xbox One. Not every kid's getting an Xbox.
Okay, you're getting
What's
mad at me.
X?
I never said
The
every
newest one?
kid. I didn't say every kid was getting a PS5.
You said no kid was getting an Xbox One.
I said they're not making any more Xbox Ones.
Low-key hostile.
You're ruining our fun. It's the whole segment where the captain learns about the elves is so weird. Like, it's so funny that, like you said, like Dad Santa, he's just a normal dude who is Santa Claus. But then also, yeah, magical elves. Like, it's like straight out of a classic Giamatti Santa movie.
Well, that's one of the parts that I loved about earlier in the film is that he goes off and does Christmas, and that's totally done off screen, and he comes back and he's just tired.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. It's like, okay, we don't need to know all about that stuff.
We know.
Maybe
yeah, like
this Santa isn't.
Yeah.
Maybe this Santa isn't as magical as the classic Giamattis.
Classic Giamatti Santa. That's it. As
So
soon
the
as you
fact
think of
that they
Santa,
got-
you think of Giamatti Santa.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the fact that they got elves and added in like that they only eat complex carbs and they only sleep 20 minutes a day kind of.
No, they
ruined
sleep 20
that.
minutes every couple
8
hours or something, yeah.
Your workers sure have healthy appetites. You know, I can't help but think the smallness and discoloration is a direct result of an inadequate diet.
Inadequate? Please elaborate.
Well, I think what you need is some protein, vegetables, fiber. I mean, I bet if we gave some real food to these people, they would shoot up like beanstalks.
Captain, we have discovered the most efficient and productive way to eat is simple carbs and sugars. 6 times a day.
But that's unnatural. The body needs 4 food groups, regular exercise, a minimum of 6 hours of sleep.
Huh. Every elf takes a 20-minute nap every 8 hours. That keeps our bodies fresh and allows us to work on a 24-hour rotation.
How long can you keep that up?
Indefinitely. That's why elves live much longer than humans.
So I didn't like that as.
It was just it was weird. Oh, so what I was saying, I think the military subplot was solely there so that when Walton Goggins infiltrates Santa's workshop or whatever, he had people to kill. Because he never kills an elf, right? Like, he only kills military people, which rules. But it's like, it feels like the sole purpose of that subplot was to have, like, goons there for him to kill. That we wouldn't feel bad, like... Because if he had killed one of the elves, I would have felt bad.
Yeah, the entire time I was worried he was going to kill an elf.
For sure. But how cool is that one elf who, when he has the bomb or whatever, the elf just dismantles it immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah, the elves.
Which in that case, I thought was a nice little touch. Like, of course he would know how.
Because they know exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
Dismantle.
It's kind of a really good movie.
Right? It's awesome, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question that I had, which. So Walton Goggins already has this beef.
Tim, the answer is no. We don't agree with Mel Gibson's worldview. That's
cut.
No.
Cut that. So Walton Goggins already has this beef with Santa, and he has this collection of toys that are from Santa's workshop, and that's kind of his thing, right? Yeah. He obviously has this hate relationship with Santa that he's collecting these mementos for. And then the kid says, "Hey, I want you to assassinate Santa." And he's like, "You know what? I never thought about that before. Maybe that is a good idea."
I agree. Yeah, I had the same thought. It's like, it's too cute. Like, it's too convenient. It's weird to have him, like, it should have been a vendetta he had on his own, or he should have been just a hitman with no relationship. But the fact that, like, he could have even been a kid who, like, was scorned by Santa when he was a kid. But the fact that he, like, actively collects toys made by Santa and stuff is kind of like a step too far into the ridiculous, even though this is a movie about a guy killing Santa.
It is cool. Like, I like the idea of somebody, like, the character idea is neat. Like, the character trait is cool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
No.
Then yeah, you're right. I would rather him just have a memento, like, have a vendetta with Santa. Let's
It feels like you need to cut Billy out.
Here's my script rework. The bastard kid is Walton Goggins' good kid. Like, he's an okay kid. He gets a lump of coal. Walton Goggins is an assassin and collects Santa memorabilia. That puts him over the edge to go kill Santa.
Oh, like the kid is Walton Goggins' kid?
Yeah. And he's scorned by him because he thinks that he's a good kid, but but Santa doesn't. And that's the disagreement.
I see.
That's my script rewrite.
All right.
I would just cut the kid out.
Yeah, the kid does nothing.
Yeah, I feel like the kid's not needed at all. Because, I mean, like, it's a good... It's a good
kid's
segue.
needed for him to go kill Santa.
Yeah, it's funny to have, like, a dick kid be like, "I want you to kill Santa because he gave me coal." Like, that's a funny gag. But it doesn't work with the Walton Goggins collecting memorabilia. Like, it should have been his own vendetta, or he should have been an assassin with no connection hired by the kid.
Yeah.
But mixing them doesn't really work.
I like that the kid's name in his phone, though, is Little Shit.
Little Shit, yeah.
Okay, my next question.
Oh.
How did you guys feel about the elves being referred to as numbers?
Not good. I didn't like it. Even though they kind of... It's weird that they, like... There's a line of dialogue, and I'll probably cut it in, where they, like, justify having the number and say, like, "Oh, it's a point of pride being called 7.
I'd like to use the break room if that's possible. I'm running an 8-man rotation, 4 on at all times. Me or one of my men are going to be inside the factory 24 hours a day.
How does it sit with you, 7?
We can take our breaks in the cafeteria.
Many thanks to you, Captain Jacobs.
7.
7?
We're all ranked and accounted for by number. It's more efficient that way.
7's our factory foreman.
What happened to 1 through 6?
Well, we've been at this a long time.
We don't reissue numbers. That would be unethical and dishonorable.
I like it. That's a hell of a way to run a crew.
But the fact that they had to write that scene in to justify it is like, well, you know it's weird. So you're writing this scene to, like, apologize for it. Just call him Doug. Like, you don't have to call him 7. So weird. I would say weird, Tim. I felt weird about it.
It felt more slave shoppy than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Slave shop.
It kind of made me think about what else is in, like, this realistic Christmas world. Because, like, if the elves exist in their numbers and the reindeer still have their names, like, what else Christmassy kind of exists? Like...
That is a good point. Like, is there a Jack Frost? Is there a Frosty the Snowman?
So do you think this is the start of a dude
Beautiful friendship.
Santa universe.
Oh my god, I want that so bad. That would be so cool. Like,
Honestly,
imagine
like a
rustic
B-movie-
Jack Frost.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a B-movie extended universe of Fatman would rule. Like, what would Jack Frost could be? You could have like a revenge story where someone's left for dead in the winter and then they become Jack Frost and then they like get... It's like I Spit on Your Grave, but with icicles is what I'm thinking.
Or could you do... I think this ruins it, but I was thinking maybe like a Rudolph or something. Like that's more like 3D. You couldn't do that cheap. I think Jack Frost, you're right.
You could do a creature feature.
Well, I mean, you already
Rudolph.
said A Year Without a Santa Claus. I'd want to see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can also do like a creature feature with the reindeer.
Yeah, exactly. You could absolutely do like a Rudolph, like he's pissed that no one let him play games with them. And he like comes back and impales a bunch of people. You could absolutely do that on the cheap, for sure.
I do like the Jack Frost idea. I do want a Jack Frost, like a dude Jack Frost movie now.
Dude, stop saying dude. Oh, I will say. So here's the thing. Again, Mel Gibson. We're defending Mel Gibson for some weird reason.
You seem to. I am not defending.
You were, because you were like, I want to make it clear. Mel Gibson is a great actor. It's like, okay.
You're the one that keeps bringing it up.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, I was thinking when I was watching it, and it may be because I had just edited the Nice Guys episode, Russell Crowe would have been a great Fatman, because Mel Gibson isn't fat. He's not fat at all in this.
I was thinking about that while I was watching it. I was just like, why does everybody keep calling him Fatman? He's not. He's dad.
Yeah.
But he's not fat.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of the ironic part about it.
Yeah, it is supposed to be ironic, for sure. Except it's just weird because they do say, I mean, the movie is called Fatman, and they say like, I want you to take out the fat man or whatever. Like, I was just thinking Russell Crowe would be better. Like, fat Russell Crowe would be good as Santa in this.
Okay. Speaking of, we should talk about the John Wick.
Okay, I have it on my list. Yes, it's in my notes. It's in my notes. And I would like to preemptively defend Walton Goggins because he owns it. He owns that fucking line so good. And I'm going to put it in right here.
I've come for your head, fat man!
You think you're the first?
But talk about your John Wick skill.
I think, well, that's not only that, they do it, I think there are two offenses in this movie.
They say it a few times, but yeah.
No. You're right. They say it a few times. But the two offenses that I'm going to say is, you're right, Walton Goggins at the end, which is pretty egregious. But I think
it is egregious.
The little kid does it too at the beginning, where he says, I want you to kill the fat man.
Yeah. Yep. But I think the title line, like I think any other mention of the fat man is, you know, its own kind of thing. But when Walton Goggins says it at the end, he knows that's going in the trailer. And he fucking kills it. Like, I don't know how you can be mad at him for that. He's so good when he says it.
You're right. It is good.
But it is egregious. Where is it?
It is egregious.
Where is it on the scale?
It gets a 7.
Yeah, it's got to be up
there. Because it was close to an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
But because Walton Goggins does kill it, goes down to a 7.
That seems fair. I 100%, Tim, I 100% agree with you. I think that's very fair. You're being very fair. I am. It's literally in my notes, like John Wick scale in all caps, and I was like, I know what I'm gonna talk about.
How many of you guys almost teared up when Mel Gibson was looking at the picture of the kids as adults?
I didn't tear up, but it was a very sweet scene. He did a really good job in that. But no, I didn't come close to tearing up.
Insha,
I was
defend
good.
me.
No, I'm sorry. I was good. I was just like, yeah, can we move on?
Oh no!
I thought it was so nice.
It was very sweet. I really liked it. I didn't want to move on. I don't know why he hates children, and then also the adults children become.
He gave the one kid a fire engine, and then he became a fireman.
I mean, he gave Jonathan a police car, and he turned out to be an assassin. I don't think this is like...
That checks out. That makes sense.
Well, he also got a bunch of lump of coal because he was a bad boy.
Yeah, he also got cigarettes put out on his arms. I don't know if we can really blame him as a child. But still, that's no excuse for becoming an assassin. You children out there listening.
I have... Oh, this is just a note for me. I just said, do we need to know that Santa fucks?
Yes, we do need to know that.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
No, we don't.
You know what? I'm pretty sure classic Giamatti Santa fucks in that movie too. So
I mean, but that's fine.
Who is his wife in Fred Claus?
I don't know.
Giamatti's wife.
Look it up, Jimmy. Look it up. Miranda Richardson.
Oh yeah, she's a hottie. She was in Sleepy Hollow.
She was in Sleepy
Oh.
Hollow.
Yeah.
She was the one that wasn't Christina Ricci.
Yeah, the older one, her mom. I think she was her stepmom in that. Stepmom, I'm stuck. Help.
What else did they do, Michael?
I don't know. What else? Tell me what else they did. Yeah, I needed to know Santa fucks.
No.
I was glad about that.
I was kind of I don't want to lie. As soon as they were kissing at the beginning, I was like, oh, I bet you there's a sex scene in this movie.
Calm down. You're like,
I feel like that's where her contract needed to end, though. It's just like, I'll get in bed with him, but I will not fuck him.
Yeah. There's a shot when they're laying in bed post-coital after Santa and Mrs. Claus fuck.
Such a horrible word.
Yeah. Where the camera, like, scans up his body, and he's got, like, old scars, which I thought was very cool. Like, I assumed in my head they're wounds from, like, people taking pot shots at Santa when he's...
He mentioned it. Mm-hmm. He mentioned it after he got the first bullet wound after the night where that it's happened before, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it was cool, like, seeing it,
So that's another question that I had. Is Santa immortal then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think...
From death.
You said immortal, IMM, or mortal, A space mortal.
Right.
No, wait.
Like not only from so in this universe, not only does he not age because giving keeps him young. As they said in the film.
It keeps us all
young. They said in the film.
Yeah.
As they said in the film.
You're right.
But also, he cannot die from gunshot wounds.
I think he maybe could. He's just hard to kill. He's the classic Steven Seagal scenario. He's hard to kill. Because he gets shot in the head, like through the eye by Walton Goggins. But it hurt him, like it very clearly almost killed him, but it didn't. I think he's just harder to kill.
So you're telling me professional assassin Walton Goggins shoots him in the head, but not enough to kill him.
I'm not telling you that. The movie is telling you that. That's what
well,
happens.
No. You're saying that he's just hard to kill. You're saying that one of the hired assassin does not know enough to kill him.
Well, no, it's not that he doesn't know it. Well, first of all, maybe he doesn't know enough. It's fucking Santa. Like, apparently the government knows about him, but he just watched cartoons about Santa. How's he supposed to know that he has to, like, cut the guy's head off? But he, immediately after shooting Santa in the fucking head, Mrs. Claus opens fire on him, and then he has to deal with that. So, like, who knows if he would have put a few extra rounds in him, like, maybe that would have taken him down. But, like, clearly it almost killed him. Like, we see Mrs. Claus at the end cradling him in the snow, and he's like, like, barely alive. So it almost killed him. The movie is saying it. I'm not saying it. You're making me mad.
Yeah, but I'm
fucking with my life.
You make it sound like he's, like you said, hard to kill. I'm putting forth the thought that he's immortal, and it's a classic Highlander situation where you need to chop his head off to kill him.
How is that different than hard to kill?
One is a stipulation, the other one is a difficulty.
That's garbage gobbledygook words. You don't know what you're
that was almost convincing to him.
It did. He had so much conviction for words that mean nothing. But no, it's because we see that in the movie. We see him almost dead in the movie.
Yeah, but I think here's the thought though, is that everybody knew he was going to be alive because he was still had his head.
Everybody? Who is everybody?
I mean, I know. I agree with that because, like, even when Mrs. Claus was kind of like cradling him, she kind of was just like, "It's okay. You wake up. Like,
No,
she
I don't
knows.
think she was.
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's okay.
exactly. 100% Insha.
No,
I think she knows
No.
that that's just, it's a thing that just happens.
I think
Like,
she
oh,
knew.
yeah,
Because
sometimes you
that's
get
why he has
shot.
so many
No, no, no.
scars. She knows. She knows that it happens all the time.
It doesn't here. No, it doesn't happen all the time because he very clearly still has. He lost an eye. How can that happen all the time?
I mean, you don't
Because
get
finally
shot in
he
the eye
met
all
up
the
with
time.
assassin Walton Goggins.
Yeah, so they can't. So what do you mean finally? So finally this happened, which means it happens all the time. How can it be finally this happened then?
Finally, he got in contact with somebody who was a good enough shot to shoot him in the eye.
But I thought that happens all the time, Tim.
He gets shot at all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with that. But I'm saying this specific shot almost killed him.
I don't think it almost killed him.
I think
I
it
don't
did
think
almost
it-
kill him
I think they
because
knew.
we
I
see
think
it in the
he-
movie.
I think they were. No, I think they knew he was gonna live.
He was fine. They didn't give a shit. Like none of that. They were like,
No,
yeah,
they
this
gave a
is
shit
fine.
because he was probably in pain. Like imagine, and now he doesn't have an eye.
I don't need to imagine. I watched the fucking movie and it shows him almost dying. The whole point is that we're actually supposed to, honestly, the movie shows us we're supposed to think he is dead until at the end he is not dead.
Come on, you didn't think he actually? You think they killed Santa at the
I
end?
did.
You know
I
what? It's
honestly
plausible.
did. It shocked
You know
me
what?
when Walton Goggins
Yeah.
shoots him in the head. I thought he was dead for sure.
The way that they kind of did it though was just like quick shot. He turns around, the girl. Like, but I'm just like, yeah, he's probably still alive.
I didn't.
'Cause
No, I didn't think that.
nobody
No, it wasn't a quick shot. He shoots him in the head. I think even if you guys are right in that we're supposed to think, oh yeah, this happens all the time. He loses an eye or two every year. Like who gives a shit? Even if we're supposed to think that by the end, in the moment we're supposed to think he killed Santa.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think I
Suffer-
wasn't too worried.
I wasn't worried in that.
Sort of like,
I don't
eh,
care.
okay.
I don't. I was in such a good mood, and then you just ruined it too.
I'm just trying to
myself for the last
explore. I'm just trying to
40-odd
explore
minutes.
the world of that is Fatman.
Yes, I do. I understand what you're saying. However, I think it's quibbling over nothing. Like, so do you think there's any way Walton Goggins could have killed Santa?
Yes.
How?
Head chopped off?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
cutting
he
his
takes-
head.
he takes his
Yeah.
head
Okay.
off.
So that's what. So you're saying he could have killed him by chopping his head off, but not shooting him in the eye. That you're like for sure that will not kill him.
Well, when you say it like that, you make me sound like a
Well,
crazy
there's a-
person.
Well, there's a
You do
difference
sound
between
like a crazy
no. There's a difference between cutting the head off and then shooting somebody in the eye. Your brain activity can still be okay. Shooting somebody in the eye when your head is cut off, then that just ceases all things.
I do agree, Insha, there is a difference between shooting someone in the eye and cutting a head off. I'm not saying they're the exact same. I'm saying the movie shows us that him getting shot in the eye was a very consequential injury. It wasn't like being shot in the side or whatever. That it was.
I think it was though, because he was.
It was something that had lasting consequences. He has an eye patch at the end. He lost his eye.
That's all right.
It's fine. I mean, compared to getting your head cut off, yeah, I agree. Let's all agree it's better to lose an eye than lose a head. We can all agree on that.
All right, I have one more note.
Do you? What is it?
It's been 26 years since the Santa Claus with an E.
Yeah.
And it seems like the only trope that has happened in the last 26 years is that there's a lack of Christmas spirit in
What are
every single movie.
Talking about every movie has a lack of Christmas spirit.
Every Christmas movie, that's a common trope.
I would say almost every Christmas movie has Christmas spirit. You mean in the movie itself is what you mean?
Yeah, that's the biggest
Okay.
problem, is that there's a lack of Christmas spirit.
Yeah, I guess Elf has that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so does Fred Claus and this one. And
Does Fred Claus have? Is that the story of Fred Claus?
yeah, that's why Kevin Spacey, and then again garbage person, comes
Speaking of troublesome actors,
comes there to try and make Christmas more efficient because they've already axed the Easter Bunny and a number of different characters because they weren't doing enough.
Yeah, that is true.
you know a surprising amount about Fred Claus.
I watch that every year.
Do you really? Is that like a staple, like in your house?
Yeah, Fred Claus is a staple in this house.
Wow.
Rachel loves Fred Claus.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. It's fine.
It's you're right. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Weird that you've seen it so many times. Just weird.
A surprising amount of times.
Yeah, for sure. Because like my yearly watches are It's a Wonderful Life and Christmas Vacation are probably the two that I
watch.
will...
So Rachel's family is a huge proponent of Christmas Vacation. That they watch once a year, if not multiple times a year.
Yeah,
I never saw it until I got into their family.
Really?
Yeah.
It was on TV all the time.
I know, my family just didn't watch it.
The Harvey household is not a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation household.
No, we're Who's How the Grinch Stole Christmas family.
Well, yeah, that is the cartoon, not the Jim Carrey one.
Correct.
Right?
That's
correct. It's funny watching it now, though, that like one of the biggest stressors is that he's waiting on his Christmas bonus because he already put the down payment in to like have an in-ground pool built, and it's like, oh, what a relatable character choice for us. Like, oh yeah, I understand this guy completely. What's your Christmas staple, Insha?
The Rankin Bass Christmas cartoon.
Any of them?
A Year Without a Santa Claus, because was that the one with the Heat Miser and Snow Miser? Because I love them so much.
Miser. Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. And The Thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, The Thing. Classic Christmas movie. We all agree.
March of the Wooden Soldier.
Tim and I both agree.
I've never seen it, so I don't not agree.
You know, it's a great Christmas. I did a list for Rogue's Portal of 24 hours, like if you wanted to do like a Christmas marathon.
Oh yeah.
And it had like Christmas episodes from different TV shows and stuff. And there's a really good X-Files episode that's about ghosts on Christmas, and Ed Asner is one of the ghosts.
Oh.
And there's a Veronica Mars episode that's a Christmas episode that is very good and like stands on its own well.
Ooh, there's also a couple of really, well, if you could just find any of ones with snow, but there's like some really good Twilight Zone episodes that have good Christmas themes, like the five characters in search of an exit and Night of the Meek with
for sure. The very first Tales from the Crypt episode, the HBO series, is an adaptation of A Christmas Story about a crazy killer Santa Claus who breaks into a house and like murders a woman, and it's very good. Tim, you would love it.
Sounds great. I do agree. Like Insha, you said that
TV
like
Christmas episodes
with snow in it. Pull it back to Fatman a little bit. I like movies that use snow as like a scene setting thing. Like snow is such a cool.
Yes, I thought this when I was watching it too. In the finale, when they're like facing off, when Walton Goggins and the Fat Man are facing off, I was like, "Fuck!" It's just really cool to like shoot in the snow. Yeah. And I thought the exact same thing when we watched The Dead Zone, and he has the flashback on the gazebo.
Yeah.
And I think we mentioned it too. It's just so cool to shoot in the snow. Like it's neat. Yeah. It's a very cool visual. Tim, you never mentioned if you had any favorite TV show Christmas episodes.
I think I actually helped you out with that article because I think I told you to put on Benihana Christmas in the office.
Oh yeah, I think I did ask you guys if you had. Yeah. All right, fine. I'll put your name on it.
That one I watched quite a bit. I like that better than the Yankee Swap episode.
I hate Yankee Swap. I hate it so much.
It drives me nuts.
It's just the game itself is so annoying that it kind of ruins that episode of The Office.
We used to play that game.
Speaking of... oh, sorry. Yeah.
We used to play that...
Oh, at your work?
No, at Rachel's aunt's place on Christmas Eve.
It's such a weird, mean game. I don't like it.
There was an incident where Rachel's brother got a spice rack that Rachel wanted. And it's been a bone of contention for a few years.
No way. Tell me everything about this spice rack. You know what?
It had cardamom.
I love a good spice rack.
It had thyme. It had
the spices?
Yeah, it came with the spices.
I get it. I love a good spice rack.
Yeah. I think at one point, though, Rachel got like some mugs one year that her brother wanted, so it was payback.
She's like, I don't like these mugs. I'm gonna throw them out, but I know he wants them, so we're taking them.
That's what he gets for taking my spice rack 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's such a weird game because it's like it's taking like, oh, you know, the fun aspect of giving a gift is getting something you think another person will enjoy. Take that out of it. You just get something random, and then we will give and take at will. Like there's no thought. It's all just meanness. I don't like it.
Well, think about like eventually, like think about you go up and you open up a present and you're just like, meh, I don't like what somebody thought would be good to be in this present. I like that one over there. So then you take that and you're just like, great, I like this. And then somebody takes your joy away because they like it too.
There's it's just not good. It just isn't. It's so anti-Christmas. It's almost like a joke. Like if you were like coming up with the least Christmassy game to play on Christmas would be Present Steal, which it basically is.
Yeah.
It's very bad. I hate it. What else? It's Yankee Swap, White Elephant, I think it's called.
No, I think it's called White Christmas, right?
No, White Elephant, I think.
Oh, White Elephant, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got other names, but it sucks, and I hate it. I agree.
It's not good.
Not good at all.
You know what? We did do that one year, Yankee Swap, but it was just with socks. Like everybody had to bring a pair of socks. And that wasn't too bad because what's the worst thing that you're going to happen? You're going to get a different pair of socks.
That's fine, but also, what's the most amount of joy you can get out of playing that game? You might as well just give each other socks.
That's true, too. What we're trying to say from the film runners to you, get each other socks.
Yeah.
Do we got any more notes on Fatman?
I do have a note that's just a quote that is Santa Claus, motherfucker, and I don't remember what it's from, but I enjoyed it enough to write it down. Maybe I'll scrub through it and try to find it, but some quote that is just Santa Claus, motherfucker. I liked Santa's gun box under his bed. That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, and Ruth got that old-timey, like, flint and lock pistol.
Yeah.
It's a good, because she's been around for a while, so of course they would know. They would have one of those.
What were you going to say, Insha?
I just have one that said it would probably be more efficient just for Billy to kill his dad.
Kind of.
Than to go through all this trouble.
This is a bone of contention I have with a lot of movies that posit Santa existing, is that I feel like we've talked about this on another episode.
We did a couple episodes ago.
I think we did, yeah. Like, the parents know Santa exists.
So here's...
in this universe, it kind of makes sense, because it seems like everyone knows Santa does exist.
No, they don't, because Walton Goggins calls somebody and be like, hey, yeah, can you connect me to the North Pole?
Oh, right.
And then they say no, and they do like... Or they eventually get to, like, some place in Alaska, and he's like, yeah, can you get me to Kris Kringle? And they hang up on him like he's crazy. So obviously
You're right.
They think Santa isn't real.
No, but I think... But that's the weird thing, because, like, some scenes, like, it has people protecting his identity.
Yeah. But it's, like, from who? Because it seems like the kid knows, the rich kid, because he hired a hitman, but also Walton Goggins knows, because as a kid he got coal. So he still remembers. So why doesn't everyone know?
Yeah, and the guy who had the baseball bat, he knew because he got it as a gift from Santa's workshop.
Santa he puts labels. He puts Santa's workshop labels on his gifts. It's so weird. And when Walton Goggins is interrogating the terrible post office guy who's dog shit at, like, espionage, because he's like, oh yeah, Kris Kringle, yeah, he lives here. But, like, that guy seems to know exactly who Santa is.
See, I don't know if he did. He just knew that his name was Chris. He didn't even know his last name. I don't know if he knew that he was Santa.
I think he did. I don't know. It came off to me like, in that town, they all just, like, know.
Yeah.
You think?
They're like, oh yeah, that's Chris.
Yeah.
He's Santa. He just does Santa stuff.
See, I was thinking that it's like, oh yeah, that's Chris. He comes into town. He lives outside of town. He comes in every few days.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like that, but also oh yeah, also he's Santa. We know that.
And, like, it's kind of, like, weird that he knows everybody's particular little things. Like, with the guy that he saw at first, like, sitting near the bar, he was just like, whatever, that Josh or whatever, house the wife and kids, blah blah blah. And it's just like, how would he know that? He just was just here. And then the girl also knows that, like, should I warm your milk up for you? It's
Yeah. I think they just know. I think that town
think they just
knows.
know.
Yeah.
He's Santa.
Yeah. Okay. Now I get you. You're right. I was hanging on to that line of where the post office guy said that he didn't even know his last name. He just knows him as Chris. I was thinking that he was truthful, but now that you say that, he's more like protecting his identity.
Yeah.
I think so. Also, it's kind of a dog shit post office employee to only know someone's first name and not their last name. It's like, that's not the most important one to remember, my dude. You need to know the last name. Yeah, that's all my notes about Fatman. We did John Wick.
So I guess it's we're on to would you film run this? So
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, are we doing? Is it a cameo?
We always screw this up. I think it.
Yeah, I don't know which one to do first.
I thought it was.
I feel like we have to do film run and walk like after cameo. We were talking about it with Aaron. We don't know where the fuck to put the cameo segment.
Yeah, I thought we were doing do the film run to wrap up us talking about it.
Then cameo,
and then you just do recommendations at the end.
Well,
but I don't know.
Well,
we could do that.
Well, what about like just talking about the movie, John Wick scale, cameo, film, whatever, like film, walk, run, whatever, and then recommendations.
To me, that makes the most sense, but I'm not sure which one. I'd have to listen back. Which of them is more natural sounding?
All right. I'm sure we'll cut a lot of us talking about where we should put this.
Yeah, we're going to cut all of this out. So what are we deciding? Yeah. So
we'll do cameo.
Okay. So, cameo.
But now I know you're just a cameo. Now I know you're just a cameo.
All right. I picked a cameo. Now, there are a lot of Christmas themed cameos. I had a lot of options to pick from. There was, guys playing Santa Claus. There's a singing Santa Claus. There is Santa Claus the puppet, even, which is like a Jim Henson style puppet of Santa Claus that can get you a cameo. All of these were good options, but I have decided to pick Santa Gilbert Godfrey. So not only do you get Gilbert Godfrey giving you a cameo, but he's wearing a Santa outfit and pretending to be Santa while he's doing it. A character he has not played in film or television.
What are you talking about?
This is so dumb!
Is this...
This is a real thing that you could get. You could pay Gilbert Godfrey to give you a cameo as Santa Claus.
First of all, it's Godfrey. There's a D at the end of his name.
Okay, whatever.
Well, it is his name. I mean...
You knew who I was talking about. There's only one Gilbert in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, based on that insanity, how much, Michael, would you pay for Santa Gilbert Gottfried?
I don't know, $1 million? I really don't know. 150, 150. And now, I don't know, pass.
I'll read, hold on, I didn't even read all the things. Okay, his bio says is comedian turned Santa, sometimes naughty, sometimes nice, Gilbert Gottfried as a very un-Santa like Santa Claus. He has, listen to this, 4.9 stars.
What?
Right?
Unprecedented. We've never had less than 5.
On 10 reviews even. So even on a poor review stack. 10 reviews, 4.9 stars. Thank you, Santa Gilbert Godfrey. You have really made a special with this cameo. We're massive fans and appreciate all you do to spread joy.
I say my bid is $200. I'm going to lock that in. $200.
Insha.
$100.
Michael.
Yeah, I said 200.
You were right with your first ever guess.
Oh,
$150 to get Santa Gilbert Godfrey. And he typically responds within 4 hours, which makes...
Jesus.
He must be hanging around his house, gets the cameo alert, goes, throws on the Santa costume.
Pops that suit on. Pops the suit on immediately.
Does the cameo.
Has the suit on already.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
actors, comedians, holiday impersonatists, more Santa.
I would say, to kick things off about is it worth it? Let me work it. Hang down, flip it over, worth it. No, I would say it kind of is, because the novelty is you're getting Gilbert Gottfried to pretend to be Santa, and presumably you get it. I don't think there's any nuance to it. Like, you pay $150, you get Gilbert Gottfried pretending to be Santa, and that's it. Like, you got it.
Yeah,
I think it is worth it. If you're willing to pay that much for that product, then you will get it. Like,
that's the thing, is that, like, yeah, you can't really see him because he's wearing the hat and a wig and a big old beard, so you don't really know that it's Gilbert Gottfried.
I need to look this up. This is
except for the voice, right?
Yeah.
Like, the voice
You're
gives it
paying
away
for the voice. No one wants to see his
instantly.
scrunched up little face anyway. Like, you want the voice,
right? Like, so you have the Gilbert Gottfried voice pretending to be St. Nicholas. I agree. I think $150 is fine. Like, that's a fine price.
It does seem fair. It's very fair, for sure. Insha, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent the link in our Film Runners chat. Do you see,
This
like,
is
him in the cameo? Like, it's a terrible costume, too. Like,
But this is so good, though. Like, it's so bad, but I would be honored to get one of me.
it's so low effort that it's so good because it's Gilbert Gottfried.
She would be honored to get it.
I mean, if somebody's spending $150 on you, Insha, yeah, I would be honored too. Good for you know what?
Yeah,
and you know what? Good for Gilbert Gottfried. I think this is like an untapped market that he is getting into.
Of what?
A
Santa Clauses? Because there are tons of Santa Claus.
No,
What do
but
you mean,
like,
untapped market.
But like, it's like an extra layer of a joke.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like the Shooter McGavin or whatever.
Right? But he's never played Santa before. It's just Gilbert Gottfried happens to be in a Santa costume.
And he is, if you're going to pay for a celebrity to pretend to be Santa, you would want a Gilbert Gottfried type where it's the voice you're paying for. You're paying for him to say ho 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 in his shitty voice.
For a bonus, do you want to guess how much the regular Gilbert Gottfried cameo is?
It's got to be less, because you pay extra for him to put the suit on.
That's the insanity part.
100?
No, it's $150. It's the same price.
It's the exact same price.
Yeah. His time with or without.
Yeah,
you'd think it'd be less because he's got to put the suit on.
Yeah, I want to get just a normal like a happy birthday from Gilbert Gottfried, but make him wear the Santa outfit because it's the same price, but never mention Santa or Christmas or anything. But he has to wear it.
Okay, second hilarious part is that his normal Gilbert Gottfried account responds within an hour. His Santa one is 4 hours, so it takes him 3 hours
It
to put the
takes
suit on.
a lot of buckles, big buckles. It takes some time. All right, well that was cameo.
But now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh.
It's over. It's done.
Oh wait, did you say whether $150 was worth it for cameo?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
said.
it is.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you said you'd be honored to get it.
I'd be honored to get
She
one.
would be honored to get it.
I forgot.
We can't talk about it
that
anymore.
ridiculous
Cameo's
statement just blew over my head. I forgot about it.
All right, film, run, walk, or crawl, Insha.
I would say it's a film run. It's silly. I still don't know if I fully like it, but it's but it's fun and it's rustic Santa. I was gonna say Mel Gibson, but then I remember that he was also very awful. So fuck him.
Yes.
But it's hilarious to see him kiss a black woman because
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
It's so
Because
funny.
it's a little bit of karma, and he has to do it. But yeah.
It's kind of mean to her, not so much like.
I hope she got paid extra in order to do it.
There should be a rider in her contract where it's like, if I have to kiss Mel Gibson, I get extra.
Give me $2 million more and
2 million more. You think so? No. Wait, you think this movie paid her at least $2 million?
No, not at all.
No. Okay. 2 million more. I want to go next because I have the exact same opinion as Insha, in that I think it is a film run for me, but barely. Like it's very heavily in the film walk territory, but the quirkiness of it without being, I love the fact that it's sincere. Like, it isn't winking at us. It's not ironic. I love that. And Walton Goggins sort of puts it over the edge. So I do think it's a film run, even though I fully expected it to be a film crawl. I had no high hopes going into it, but...
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with all three of you.
Yeah.
This is our third,
classic
film run.
Yep.
Fatman. Here's my caveat: is that
Fatman. You just said Fatman.
You should at least watch it once because it is so, like, this is not going to be a Christmas staple that you're going to watch every single year. But if you can watch one Christmas movie in 2020, make it this one. I think this is a good one to watch. You're gonna have fun. I think the dads of this world are gonna love it, so you can watch it with them. I think it
is funny. It must be the word of the day, but I feel like we've said staple a lot this episode, and like we've never said it before, but we've said, "Oh, this is a staple," a ton. Recommendations, Insha?
I don't have any.
Yeah, I didn't write any down.
See, I did.
I really don't have any.
If you want to see Walton Goggins again in a snowy wasteland, you can watch Hateful Eight. If you want to watch another Christmas Mel Gibson Christmas movie, you can watch Daddy's Home 2.
Wild that you said that, because in my head I was like, oh, he's gonna say Lethal Weapon for sure. Classic good Mel Gibson Christmas movie, and then you say Daddy's Home 2. So my recommendation is Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah, watch it. But I was gonna say also, like, if we were talking about it earlier and it made me think about it, but if you want to watch like another cool thing that they do with a cool action movie that they do with snow, you can watch 30 Days of Night, which I think does this.
Interesting. That I wouldn't even. That's a horror movie, Tim.
Yeah, you're right. It's a horror movie,
Yeah.
but it is like it does a cool thing with blood and snow, which is neat.
Good choice, Tim.
I think that is interesting. An interesting choice from Tim. I would also pick. It's not really a Christmas movie, but I think it's cold-ish. So I would pick a recommendation totally out of left field, but Running Scared with Paul Walker.
Okay.
That's kind of, it's got a weird fairy tale vibe to it, even though it's kind of a genre action movie. I would say Running Scared. Now I want to watch Running Scared. I don't know what made me think of it, but something reminded me that you said in the last few minutes reminded me of Running Scared, and now I want to watch that movie.
I don't know if I've seen Running Scared. I recognize the poster, but I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, Paul Walker and Vera Farmiga and a kid, and it's good. It's kind of like a, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so those are our recommendations, right?
Yeah. So next week will be our
best of episode. We're doing a best of 2020. All the episodes we've done this year. We're picking clips that made me laugh when I scrubbed through them. So I'm gonna throw them all together, and then we're taking a week off after, right? So our next official episode back is the 8th of January.
I think it's the 15th.
Oh, right, yeah, because this comes out on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Best of will be on the 1st. We're going to take the 8th
We're taking
off.
a week after. Yes.
So it'll be the 15th. And, yeah, it'll be a classic Tim pick.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
My classic Tim pick will be King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters.
Nice. Because Insha, you have not seen that,
I have
right?
not seen it, no.
That's right.
Very cool.
It was a movie that it's a documentary that I've been wanting to pick for a while because I really like it. And you mentioned that you almost ruined it and saw it. So I want to pick it before you accidentally watch it.
It was very nice of Insha. She specifically mentioned she almost saw it on like TV or something, and quickly clicked away
Yeah.
so as to not ruin Tim's choice.
Yeah.
Which is very nice of her. And it might be, it's the first documentary we're doing with Tim. Is it our first documentary?
Maybe the first one that's posted.
I was going to say, there was Capturing the Friedmans, which never, a rare lost episode because it was taste-led. It's not a fun topic to talk about.
Yeah. No, this one will be a fun one to talk about. We can make
Yes.
fun of this one. It'll be fine.
We can make fun. I want to make it clear, we didn't make fun of anyone in Capturing the Friedmans.
I'm pretty
That is
sure
a lie.
you
I
did,
have
but
heard
that's
several
okay.
jokes Michael made.
No, we didn't make fun of anybody. We just were, it's not appropriate. It's not a good, to have a casual conversation about. However, Donkey Kong is the perfect thing to have a casual conversation about.
Mistletoe madness had this cowboy singing yodelay, yodelay. Mistletoe madness had this cowboy kissing his girl on a Christmas day. Mistletoe madness took my sadness, turned it into yodel, yodelay. Mistletoe madness had this cowboy kissing his girl on a Christmas day. Every winter when the nights would grow cold, the snow would fall on the fields, I was wishing and waiting for a girl to hold, to spend throughout the years. Like a new pair of boots that never traveled the routes, I was lost every time you appeared, till I saw you that night and the timing was right to head toward New Frontier.